Our favorite French fries and pumpkin spice lattes can cause throat cancer, and we've got the research to prove it. In today's video, we want to delve deep into the science that has found unimaginable connections between our favorite foods and the development of cancer. But brace yourself, for it's not just throat cancer. Here are the foods and drinks that might give you cancer. But before we jump in, please note that everything mentioned in this video is unbiased, fact-checked, and reviewed by qualified health professionals. The anatomy. Your throat, known as the pharynx, is a muscular funnel that starts from the mouth and ends around the beginning part of the esophagus. From helping us breathe to vocalization, the pharynx plays an essential part in our day-to-day lives. It is made up of three distinct sections, or parts. The uppermost section is called the nasopharynx. This part of the pharynx sits at the very top of the throat, right where the back of the nose meets the throat. The nasopharynx controls the airway for proper breathing, and it houses lymph tissues that help with the upkeep of our nasal immune defense system. The next section, right below the nasopharynx, is the oropharynx. This part is located behind our mouth, and it contains our tonsils and the base of our tongue. The oropharynx does a simple job. Through the act of swallowing, the oropharynx helps push food and liquid from our mouths down into the esophagus and our digestive systems. The last section is the hypopharynx, also known as the laryngopharynx. As the lowest part of the throat, the hypopharynx connects the base of the tongue to the esophagus. It is at the level of the hypopharynx where the windpipe or the trachea and the esophagus break apart to form two separate tubes. Right at the start of the trachea is the larynx, our voice box. The larynx contains our vocal cords and allows us to speak. When we speak, the valves of the vocal cords open up, allowing the air to reach the lungs. When we are eating and swallowing, these vocal cords constrict, preventing the passage of food into the wrong pipe. Put all of these anatomical structures together and you've got the throat. While we are browsing through the anatomy, let's take a quick look at the esophagus as well. The food pipe is a 25-centimeter muscular tube that helps transport the food particles from the mouth to the stomach. Just like our throats, the esophagus can be divided into three distinct sections. Starting at the top, we have the cervical esophagus, which sits just below the pharynx and extends downward. Next is the thoracic esophagus, which is located in the middle chest area. The last section is the abdominal esophagus, and its lowest part connects to the stomach. The reason we mention the esophagus is because of its unique histological composition. The esophagus is made up of non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. In simple terms, the lining of the lumen of the esophagus is created of multiple layers of flat cells that sit on top of each other. This type of composition helps the esophagus fight harsh abrasion from incoming food particles. It is during certain cancers that this characteristic epithelial layer is modified and changed, but we will get into that very soon. Throat cancer. When we talk about throat cancer, it's important to know the most common location and the main risk factors. Most cases of throat cancer can be found at the lower part of the pharynx, in the oropharynx, and the most common type of cancer is squamous cell carcinoma. Depending on its location, throat cancer can manifest as various symptoms. Persistent sore throat, a change in normal voice, difficulty swallowing, and the sudden appearance of a painless neck lump are the most common signs and symptoms of throat cancer. What about the risk factors? Age, smoking, alcohol, and exposure to certain substances, such as acids and asbestos, have all been linked to the development of throat cancer. But what do our favorite foods and drinks have to do with the risk of throat cancer? Well, here is a list of foods and drinks that might give you throat cancer, and why you should approach your favorite meals with some caution. Hot tea and coffee. Let's start with the most common culprits that are widely enjoyed around the globe. Yes, you've read that right. Our favorite teas and coffees can actually be the secret cause of throat and esophageal cancers. But we should make a clear distinction here. Scalding hot teas and coffees are the drinks we should avoid, and here's why. According to a 2022 meta-analysis, hot tea consumption significantly increased the risk of esophageal squamous cell carcinoma. The meta-analysis reviewed over 16,000 study participants and numerous published studies. And the results were clear. There is a strong correlation between drinking scalding hot tea and the risk of cancer development. Studies argue that hot beverages at extremely high temperatures can cause thermal injury and chronic irritation to the lining of the esophagus. Over time, time, this irritation can lead to cell dysplasia and the modification of normal esophageal cells into cancer cells. So if you want to enjoy your delicious cup of tea or coffee, make sure you wait a minute or two before the water drops down to a more acceptable temperature level. Spicy foods. The next food and drink that might give you throat cancer is spicy foods. Spicy foods and additives have been linked to numerous types of cancer, from throat to gallbladder and even breast cancer. Let's explore why. Capsaicin is a compound and irritant agent that can be found in various spicy foods, such as chilies and red peppers. This compound has been observed to have carcinogenic effects. While published studies show correlations of spicy food intake with esophageal and stomach cancer, large consumptions of extra spicy condiments have also been linked to the development of laryngeal and pharyngeal cancers. While we all love a bit of jalapeno in our burgers and a side of chili, it's better to consume these spicy foods in moderation. After all, the less we eat our favorite foods, the more we will get to enjoy them. Fried foods. And the last food that might give you throat cancer is fried food. It's no secret that most fried foods, such as cheeseburgers and fries, are not the most beneficial to our health. From atherosclerosis and the development of heart disease to gallbladder problems, fried food has never been a doctor's favorite. But let's see how our fried cravings can lead to throat cancer. According to a 2002 study, there is a significant connection between fried food intake and laryngeal cancer. As shared by the authors, here is how fried food can pose a risk of cancer development. During the process of frying protein-rich foods, such as meat and fish, various kinds of mutagenic and carcinogenic heterocyclic amines, HA, are produced, particularly when cooking temperature is very high. The fats used for frying seem to further increase the mutagenic activity of HA, probably enhancing heat conduction. Unfortunately, our favorite French fries have also ended up on our list of foods and drinks that might give you throat cancer. The authors continue to add how the chemical composition of potatoes may also play a part in cancer development. The role of HA could not explain the association found for fried potatoes, since they are produced essentially in the presence of protein. Fried potatoes, however, has been found to contain appreciable amounts of acrylamide, a chemical classified as a probable human carcinogen. Although indulging in fried foods can increase your chances of developing cardiovascular and digestive problems, it's essential to be aware of these additional insights and how our daily dietary choices may be linked to the development of throat and esophageal cancer. So, what do you think about the shocking connections between our favorite foods and cancers? Will you be making any conscious changes in your daily dietary habits? Thanks everyone for watching. If you learned something new today, consider subscribing and comment down below what you want us to explore next.